Hey everyone, welcome back to the last video about AWS site-to-site VPN connection. In the previous video, I just walked you through the AWS VPC dashboard of as to how to create your customer gateway, virtual private gateway, and a site-to-site VPN connection. And once you have done that, all you have to do is choose your respective device and download the configuration from the AWS side and give it to your customer who is having your customer gateway on the on-premise network for them to configure your customer gateway device according to the AWS's network. So this is the example sample file for when you use LibreSwan or OpenSwan 2.3, 2.6.38 version and later. So you already have the metadata about your VPN connection ID. You have the metadata about your virtual private gateway ID and your customer gateway ID. And for configuring your tunnel one, it's a step-by-step walkthrough. So all they have to do is just go through this and step-by-step walk through it according to the respective device. So this is specific to OpenSwan or LibreSwan. But if suppose you are using a Cisco ASA firewall on your on-premise network, you need to download the respective configuration for that. So step one is for you to configure all these respective properties into the etc sysctl.conf and then apply the changes by specifying sysctl-p. And then you got to open the ipsec.conf and over there, go ahead and comment out this line, like ensure that you have the hash include line so that it reads all of the properties within the specific directory called ipsec.d within etc directory. And then we have to create a specific file within the ipsec.d directory called as aws.conf. If it does not already exist, then create one and add these connection details over there. Where over here, if you see, the left ID is nothing but your customer gateway's publicly reachable IP address. The right over here is nothing but the public IP of your AWS side of the tunnel one details. And then the left subnet and the right subnet over here, the local network is nothing but, I believe, the local network behind your VPN device, which is your on-premise network, which is 10.2.0.0/16 according to our respective architecture diagram that we saw in the previous video. And the remote network is your AWS side, which is 10.1.0.0/16. And once you add this connection details, for specifically for LibreSwan and OpenSwan, you need to remove this auth ESP property, but otherwise everything else should work when you use some other device and so on. And once you create this connection of a tunnel one details, you need to also create a file called aws.secrets where you authenticate using pre-shared keys, which we studied in the theory aspects. Other than this, you have one more option, which is your private certificate from ACM, but we are just going to stick to pre-shared keys. And you can see that if it has to connect from the customer gateway device to your tunnel one publicly reachable IP address on the AWS side of things, it has to authenticate using this particular pre-shared key. And the same you have to follow for tunnel two. And once you follow the same for tunnel two, you can see that it automatically brings up both the tunnels, but LibreSwan or OpenSwan supports only one tunnel to be available at any point of time. So I would highly recommend you to try this out where you take a look at how to create a site-to-site VPN connection between two networks. And once you try it out, you will get more clarity into it. And AWS does so much under the hood that it's really easy for us to just download this configuration file, give it to your customer, ask them to go ahead and configure accordingly. But this is something that you sit with the customer and then you plan accordingly in regards to your address ranges and your CIDR block and so on. So I hope this gave you a really good insight into AWS site-to-site VPN. There is still a lot more in regards to all the algorithms and the ISAC-MP protocol or the Internet Key Exchange as to how it happens. That is completely out of syllabus for a Solutions Architect Associate exam. I would like all of you guys to go ahead and take a look at all of the advanced concepts on Google or by watching other videos, or take a look at the networking specialty course by Stefan Marek on Udemy and so on, so that you get more clarity into what are all the algorithms as to how your data is encrypted and so on. So I hope this was really good insights for you guys. I mean, in regards to at least interviews, this is really good insight. I hope you try it out and you have a great day. With this, we have wrapped up the entire set of VPC related videos. If there are any other videos, I will add on more to the VPC section. Let's move on to the next section. Continue the learning. You guys are amazing. Go ahead. Have a great day. See you all. Bye-bye.